For today's video, I decided I'd try something different and I'd try to give an art tutorial of sorts. I am by no means an amazing artist, but I just figure I'd share how I draw spiderwebs personally. Really random, but I remember when I was in like fourth or fifth grade, I really enjoyed drawing these, and I was like, you know what? That's a video idea. So, without further ado, the hardest part is figuring out where to start, but that's why I figure we can make it easy and just one little dot in the center. I tend to do dots because I think they're easier. It's like playing a little connects the dots. One dot in the center. And then then you're just going to go right above it and draw another little dot. And then it's kind of going to be like you're drawing a flower, because you're going to go this top dot that you just did over this one. Just going to shift over a little bit. And add another dot, and then do the same thing on the other side. Just from your top dot, shift over, just kind of trying to do it right across from the other dot. And then for the bottom, instead of 3, I do 2, so that's kind of where I got the flower idea from. You try to make sure it's sort of lined up with the others. Another dot. And then for this one, you can kind of just go straight down and meet up with the other dot. And then it has kind of like a flower formation. And then you can just continue with the dots for however big you want it to make. Just a little spacing right above all the other dots you just did. I tend to do 5 little dots, like the 3 on top and the 2 on bottom, because for some reason I think it's easier for me to picture the shape that way, but sometimes it looks a little empty here, which I don't always mind, but if you do, you can always just add more dots. This is just how I draw them most of the time. And then just for however big you want to make it, you can keep adding little dots. Just following the trail of all the other ones you've already made. And then I think this is a good size, I think. Or actually, I'll add one more line of dots. One of the main reasons I liked drawing spiderwebs so much is I found it oddly relaxing, because it's just a bunch of dots and lines. And also because spiderwebs, depending on the spider, but spiderwebs are all different. Man, sorry, my throat got weird. Spiderwebs are all different, and so it really doesn't need to look perfect. As long as you like what you're doing, you're all good. Okay, and now here's the fun part, connecting the dots. So it starts to look more like a spiderweb and less like a starfish. I tend to start from the middle, but really just however you want. We're just connecting all the dots. For now, it's just literally connecting the dots straight down. Connecting from over here to over there comes later, because I find it's easier to map it out this way. Ooh, see how it's not even symmetrical, but that's okay. Because how many spider webs have you seen that are perfectly symmetrical anyway? All right, and now we're going to start connecting the dots from one side to the other. And you could do them straight if that's easier to draw or do, but I find I usually like to keep them like a little bit of a curve, like a little bit of a slight U, kind of like a circle. A bit. Like it's not a perfect like U, but it's not like a straight line either. And then for this one, personal preference, you could go like inward and do like more of a U to add like some extra fancy touch at the ends, or you could just do the same thing. But you could do this for like artistic funsies, whatever you want. You just pretend you're a spider making a web. Who's going to tell you how to make your web? Oh, those dots aren't even. I'll add one more dot. That's more of a straight line. It didn't curve as nice, but you know, that's okay. It's for fun after all. Well, these are all sorts of uneven, so I'll just yoop it that way. But see, it don't look perfect, and sometimes I don't like how the lines all turn out, but like how perfect it's supposed to be. So if you notice there's any random parts you don't like, you can just add more lines. But it's his one way. And also that's just the standard one I did the most often. If you wanted to change it up, you could do one with like more dots. Oop, my camera doesn't want to focus. It's all fuzzy. Well, now it focuses. Okay. Okay, yeah. For if you want to do another one, you could do like a different type. You could add more dots and do them like smaller, so maybe they'd be less noticeable. All depends on the shape you want, but that's the general format I did for all of mine. Just dots and lines. See, in that one, instead of the 5 dots, we have 3 here and 3 here, so we got 6. Just one more dot and it looks more full. And you could start from the top if you wanted to. Any old way you wanted to do it. I'm missing the lines, but that's okay. And we could do all of them outwards if we wanted to. Variation. And now I forget where my lines even are, so I'm just drawing. And we got spiderwebs. And if you didn't want to make it go inward like that, you could also See, look, even more dots. You really can just go wild with these. As many dots and lines as you want. And honestly, if you wanted to skip the dots part, you could just do lines. I just like the dots because it helps me map everything out. And then we could just... Especially if you're trying to do the circle kind, I find that trying to do circles is hard to get them to match up the way you want to, even when you try to do lines. But I lost my lines, so I'm just kind of drawing a circle. Whatever. See, that doesn't look the way I want it to. We're just doing a spiral at this rate. Wee, but see, ooh. There's no real method to the madness, just a slight one. But yeah, that was the general gist of how I draw. I like the dots because, as you can see, the difference between with dots, without dots looks a little crazy. I think that one's my favorite one so far. And if you want to draw a spider, I'm not very good at drawing realistically, but like if you want a little doodle, just make like a big dot. Could do a really simple one, just have one big dot, make it bigger than your other dots, so that way people know it's a spider. Just add some legs. It don't even need to be realistic. You don't even need to add 8 legs if you want to. You could just... You could add 4. You could have a wonky spider, you know? Who's gonna stop you? Or you could add more, you know. Spider. That's a very simple one. That's what you're looking for. Or another good one is you could draw like a smaller dot, so it'd be like a head, and then a bigger dot circle in the back. Slightly more realistic spider. You could draw the legs straight out if you wanted to. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I, out and up and down. Like drawing little L's, if that helps to picture the shape. Or you could just draw them straight out. Ooh, and you could also draw a fly. I'm just having fun now. And little tiny dot, little whoopity doo-dah for wings. You could draw bigger wings to make it more obvious that's what it is. Or, you could draw a head. You could give little bug eyes on the side. And then you could give it like bigger wings. You could add some detail. You could just draw like little lines. Giving it like plaid wings, because I don't know how to do the veiny things they got going on. You could add antennae. Yeah, look at that. Little tiny little stubby legs. You can just go wild, do whatever. Spider webs are fun to draw because, like I said, they don't need to look exact or perfect. And you could just go crazy drawing bugs. I'm kind of getting into the zone, having fun now. But I don't want this video to be too long, but I hope you guys enjoyed doing this with me or watching or whatever. I hope it was interesting. Hope it wasn't too boring. I hope what I said made sense. Maybe inspired you to draw something or get into a craft or whatever works. Anyway, have a great day or night or afternoon, evening, morning, mid-afternoon, whatever's going on with you. and take care and stay confused. See you next time.